Paul Howard Manship, an American sculptor born in St. Paul, Minnesota, studied at St. Paul Institute of Arts, the Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts, and the American Academy in Rome, and is perhaps the most famous for his work entitled Prometheus. According to A.E. Gallatin, Manship is most notable for its musculature and polished features, style of simplification of line and detail. His art was appealing to those who wanted to move past classical realism. He also used traditional beauty to avoid radical abstract trends, which made his work appealing to conservative art collectors as well. His work was considered to be an early precursor of Art Deco. He did, however, have a fascination with classical mythology in his subjects, as we can see here in his rendition of Prometheus, done in 1934, which sits in front of the Rockefeller Building, standing 18 feet high, weighing 8 tons. Paul Manship received the commission in January 1933 from John D. Rockefeller after presenting the Prometheus marquee to the Rockefeller Center Committee. It was part of the original design for the ambitious and quintessential Art Deco urban center built in the depths of the Depression. Paul Manship's highly recognizable bronze-gilded statue of the Greek legend of the Titan Prometheus, recumbent, bringing fire to mankind, features prominently in the sunken plaza at the front of 30 Rockefeller Plaza. On the granite wall behind the statue is an inscription that reads, "Prometheus, teacher in every art, brought the fire that hath provided to mortals a means to mighty ends." William Hansen, the author of classical mythology, describes Prometheus as a member of the earliest race of gods called Titans. The god Zeus, who plotted to destroy humanity by depriving the earth of fire. Prometheus, who had fashioned man out of clay, saved humanity by teaching man how to use fire. Thus, Prometheus became a champion of humanity and the first sculptor of man. Manship's Prometheus is seen as he descends from Mount Olympus, encircling the ring of the zodiac.
Here, we're looking at Cassius Marcellus Coolidge's two-part painting of dogs playing poker, at Bold Bluff and Waterloo. It was thought to have been painted sometime before 1909, as part of his collection of 16 oil paintings he created for the advertising firm Brown and Bigelow, located in St. Paul. 9 of these paintings were scenes of dogs playing poker, a meme Coolidge is credited with inventing. Coolidge was born in upstate New York in 1844 to abolitionist Quaker farmers, who named him after one of the most eloquent anti-slavery politicians of the antebellum South, the Kentucky Senator Cassius Marcellus Clay, which is ironic because he was also a well-known high-stakes poker player. Coolidge slowly built his fame without any formal art education, placing sketches in his local newspaper. Between 1906 and his death in 1934, Coolidge produced 16 pictures of dogs playing poker for the Brown and Bigelow Company. He would use large dogs typically arrayed in a comfortable den around a card table with a green felt top. A shaded lamp centered above them cast the scene's only light. In the first painting, A Bold Bluff, we see humans are replaced with dogs in this portrayal of a game of poker, in which they are engaging in masculine activities, drinking beer, smoking cigars, and playing cards. Therefore, if you notice the choice of dogs, they all appear to be strong, sturdy, large, and masculine in appearance. In this painting, we see that a St. Bernard holding a cigar is staring intently ahead. He has just made a huge bet, but is only holding a pair of deuces, suggesting that he is trying to bluff his way to win this pot, or the sum of money that is put in the middle of the table. The other dogs appear to be carefully observing the St. Bernard for some sort of tell, or a sign that would make them suspicious, to which they think he was either really strong, in terms of hand strength, or weak. In the second part of the painting, Waterloo, we see the result of the big bluff. Here we see the joyous reaction of the St. Bernard as his bluff worked and the other players folded their hands, including a pair of jacks which would have won that large pot. The joyful St. Bernard drops the cigar to collect his winnings with both hands, while the other dogs bark in disgust. To be bluffed is hurtful to one's pride. Coolidge's work is humorous and an ironic take. It's also a jab at middle-class America and another way of poking fun at ourselves. As Italian masters during the Renaissance relied on New Testament for their imagery, American figurative painters in the early 20th century, from high austere modernists like Edward Hopper all the way down to commercial illustrators like Coolidge, drew on ordinary life for their subjects. At the same time, several Coolidge compositions are modeled on human card players and canvases by Caravaggio, de la Torre, and Cézanne. The theme of the painting is one of risk. The symbolism is that just like in life, we must go all in with what we got and hope for the best, even if your friends think you're crazy. We may never know the outcome until we lay him down, but a successful man must never fold, or in this case, give up.